Okay, let's dive right into this explainer of a truly fascinating lecture from March 1990 called Live the Time of Light. Delivered to thousands of people in Kumamoto, Japan, it lays out this incredible roadmap for spiritual self-development, showing us exactly how to take our personal hardships and transform them into a source of light for society. Right off the bat, it asks a huge, thought-provoking question. In a world that can often feel really dark, how do we avoid just being consumed by that darkness? Instead, how can we actively manufacture and supply happiness to others? It's asking us to totally shift our mindset from just passively surviving our environment to actually becoming producers of happiness. To figure out how to make that shift, our agenda today follows what we can call an illuminator's journey. We're going to cover 1. The 4 principles, 2. Life's workbook, 3. Self and altruism, 4. Learning and practice, and finally, 5. This single candle. Okay, moving right into section 1, the 4 principles of true happiness. The source material argues that true happiness isn't just some random stroke of luck. It's actually built on 4 core principles. First is love, but specifically, a love that gives rather than just takes. Second is wisdom, which means actively seeking out deep truths to elevate your understanding. Third is reflection, this idea of removing spiritual rust. And fourth is progress, the drive to improve yourself and ultimately help build an ideal society, a true utopia. Now, that third principle, reflection, is absolutely crucial here. The lecturer explains that our souls originally come from a place of pure heavenly peace. But, just living in the material world, dealing with daily stress and earthly vibrations, our souls accumulate this sort of spiritual rust or cloudiness. So reflection is the active, deliberate process of polishing away that rust, restoring our original peace and cutting off negative spiritual influences. Let's look at section 2, hardships as life's workbook. So once we have that foundation, how do we handle the inevitable struggles we run into on Earth? Well, the text completely redefines hardships. It doesn't frame them as random suffering or punishment. Instead, it introduces this concept of life's workbook, or Jinsei no Mandaishu. Think of it as a highly customized set of problems designed specifically for your soul's evolution. If you just complain or run away, you're literally ignoring the exact curriculum your soul came here to learn. The speaker uses this really amazing metaphor. He says that even when you feel completely buried in your darkest, most painful struggles, you're actually surrounded by precious lessons. You are sitting in the middle of a diamond mountain. The teachings are everywhere. If you just choose to flip the switch, turn on the light, and see those hardships as custom-made opportunities to grow. Which brings us to section 3, the true relationship between self-benefit and altruism. It's so easy to think that focusing on your own pain is somehow selfish, right? Like, you shouldn't try to help anyone else until you've totally fixed yourself. But this framework flips that completely upside down. It argues that deeply confronting your own suffering is exactly what unlocks genuine, profound empathy for other people. By really looking at your own wounds, you develop the capacity to truly understand someone else's sadness. Basically, real empathy is born directly from deep self-reflection. And that empathy fuels section 4, the cycle of learning and practice. So, what happens when you finally discover this truth? If you unlock the key to solving human suffering, what is the inevitable next step? Well, you can't just keep it to yourself. It triggers this endless dynamic loop. First, learning the truth inspires you to take action and guide others. But here's the catch. As soon as you step out and start helping people, you're going to encounter brand new, incredibly complex human problems. And those new problems demand that you go back and study even deeper. The text calls this cycle, learning is preaching and preaching is learning. It's just a continuous engine of growth for you and society. Finally, we arrive at the climax of the lecture in section 5, the mission of a single candle. The speaker asks the audience to visualize a world completely shrouded in darkness. Imagine a society trapped in a 24-hour night for so long that the people living there have literally forgotten what daylight even looks like. How in the world do you explain the sun to someone who has only ever known the dark? The answer lies in the fact that we are beings fundamentally made of our thoughts. By filling your mind with love and mercy and polishing your soul, you essentially become a single lit candle in that pitch-black room. You become a crucial reminder. By just being a source of light, you show people, look, this is what light is. And that one single act sparks a massive chain reaction. And check out the compounding power of this idea. The speaker was actually addressing a crowd of about 4,000 people in Kumamoto, and he pointed out that one single candle can share its flame with 4,000 others. It multiplies the light without ever diminishing its own source. Your one personal pursuit of truth can literally ignite thousands of other people. So I want to leave you with this really provocative thought straight from the core of the lecture. When we eventually leave this earth, we don't take our wealth, our status, or our physical stuff. The only thing we take with us is our mind, shaped by the lessons we've learned. If your polished mind is the only luggage you get to carry forward, how are you filling your life's workbook today? Are you letting the rust accumulate, or are you lighting a candle for yourself and the thousands around you? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.